This story comes to us from NBCnews.com. Seattle Police Union rank and file leaders are under investigation after an officer was recorded on his body camera appearing to make light of the death of a woman who was killed by another officer this year, saying she had limited value.
This video from a Seattle police officer's body-worn camera captures what sounds like a callous disregard for human life.
I think she went up on the hood, hit the windshield, then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead.
That's the voice of SPD officer Detective Daniel Otterer.
The Seattle Police Department released footage Monday from Officer Daniel Otterer's body camera. Otterer left his body camera on after responding to the South Lake Union neighborhood, where a marked patrol vehicle driven by another officer struck and killed Janavi Kandula on January 23rd of this year. That officer had been responding to a priority 1 call, police said, a day after the incident when he hit Kandula, who had been in a crosswalk. So she was hit by this police officer in a crosswalk. Then a day later, this Daniel goes out there to another call. And in the brief clip, Daniel Otterer, who is vice president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, he's the union president, is driving and can be heard discussing details of the incident in a call with the guild's president, Mike Sloan. Oh, he's vice president. Otterer said the officer whose vehicle struck Kandula had been going 50 and that's not out of control. According to a police investigation report that was referred to prosecutors for review last month, the officer had been driving at 74 miles per hour and Kandula was thrown more than 100 feet. So this union vice president lied when he said he was only going 50, and in the report they said he was doing 74 because he was going to a code 1 call, or code 3. Seattle police would not confirm details of the collision, telling NBC News to submit a public records request for information about the speed at which the officer was traveling, whether he had his sirens on, whether he had faced any discipline, and his employment status. The department also would not comment about the phone call between Otterer and Sloan. So he said, FOIA it. We're not telling you nothing.
Oh.
It does not seem like there's a criminal investigation going on.
In a different portion of the call, the officer appears to be talking about paying off the victim's family, such as a monetary settlement, if the family were to sue the department.
No, it's a regular person. Yeah, just write a check. Just, yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
And when you FOIA it, they're going to give you limited information. They'll have a bunch of stuff blacked out, redacted. The Seattle Police Department said it learned of the conversation not from Otterer, but from an employee who listened to it in the course of business. That employee was concerned about the nature of the statements and took their concerns through the chain of command to the chief's office, who reviewed the video and then referred it to the Office of Police Accountability, which is the department policy and the city's accountability ordinance. So basically, in that instance, the chief has to give it to the OPA, Office of Police Accountability, to investigate. Not the COPA, but the OPA, you see, because they're going to investigate themselves. The oversight agency, which investigates police misconduct and recommends discipline to the chief, is investigating the context in which the statements were made and whether any policies have been violated. And it goes down and down. It's a pretty lengthy story. You can read it below. But the bottom line here is they're saying, well, we don't know if, what is the context of this guy going, just a regular person. She had limited value in life. What was the context of that? The context is he's an asshole.
I don't even have the words to describe how I feel. I'm sickened, for one thing. And it's doing a lot of damage.
Victoria Beach works with new Seattle police recruits, says she's hopeful for the future of the department, but is saddened to hear those words.
Somebody died. How do you laugh and joke about something like that? Whether you agree or not, keep your mouth shut if you have comments like that. And especially you're an officer, we don't need you. You're not what Seattle Police Department wants.
And he should be fired from the police department, because just think of how he treats people each day as a public servant. And I know I've heard people contest that and go, well, public servants, they're not really. A public servant, let me tell you what a public servant really is. It's somebody that is there to serve the community. How can I help you? Jerry Maguire, let me help you. Let me help you. How is he helping the community when he's laughing at people's deaths? Shows he don't even care for the community. They have limited value. They should fire his ass.